my faithful 20 subscribers to another Minecraft video. I'm your host, Learbach. Okay. Enough of the silly openings there. And make a Borderlands reference, and I'm playing My Little Pony in the background. That's gotta be conflicting for a lot of you people. Yeah, I bet you didn't think I was a fan of Borderlands. Well, I'm sort of a fan. It's not one of my favorite things. But anyway, I'm making this video here primarily because I want to redo my Counter Monkeys episode from my very first Minecraft video. Primarily because I watched it over like almost a year later, and I realized how crappy it was. So, and it's not that I didn't tell it right. It's just my recording software. I was new to using the recording software I use now. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of like move somewhere out here and stay on my map probably, and just kind of move somewhere where there's not a whole lot, and just kind of start and just kind of do some survival mode. Just kind of tell you guys the story. For those of you who've already read the story, then just kind of consider this to be something like a Let's Play. For those of you who haven't, you can still check out the first video. It's just basically that's just showing off some of the stuff from my older Minecraft before I had to upgrade my computer. And why is there lights? Why are there torches here? Well, I guess this would be a good place than any to start. Whoops, wrong button. No, I'll just start dawn. You know, dawn of a new day. I'm just starting off with these items I had in survival, kind of already broken and damaged. I don't know where that came from, so I'm just gonna start here. Might as well be as good a place as any. But anyway, the story I'm referring to is how batshit insane my friends are, or were when we were kids. For those of you who didn't watch the video, and didn't watch the first video, and I'm hoping those of you who did want to watch it again. My keyboard does not like me. Or Minecraft does not like my keyboard, one or the other. But anyway, my friends, when we were like 13 or 14, were just insane. Out of their minds, insane. Now, I'm not saying they're like, you know, Laughing Boy insane, like Joker insane. No. They thought they were Saiyans. Now, for those who don't know, a Saiyan is a race of humanoid ape people from one of the hit shows Dragon Ball Z. For those of you who never grew up in the 90s or never had a childhood, period, you probably don't know what Dragon Ball Z is. To kind of sum it up, Dragon Ball Z is an action anime or cartoon, Japanese cartoon, just to put it in layman's terms, about this character named Goku and his somewhat violent exploits through trying to save the world and, in some extent, the universe by fighting evil alien forces and spending about half that time powering up or talking. I just got hit by something. Yeah. Oh, there. That's what I got hit by. Yeah. As goofy as that sounds, it's actually a pretty good show. When Cartoon Network isn't showing the same episodes like 15 times in a row. Yeah, I used to love Dragon Ball Z, and then there was a time where I just kind of started hating it because, well, Cartoon Network... Okay, what Cartoon Network did with Dragon Ball Z was that they would show the first season, which was the Saiyan saga. This is before Goku knew he was a Saiyan. There was a series before Dragon Ball Z that established the characters beforehand. It was just called Dragon Ball. Yeah, go figure. The series before it didn't have a Z after it. And yeah, basically the evil Saiyans came down from Earth and just kind of said, hey, we're going to try to take over the world. Actually, the first one said he was going to take Goku's son, Gohan, who was named after Goku's adopted grandfather. no, actually, not really. Long story. Long story short, Goku is Superman. That's essentially, yeah. I'm gonna go with that. That's essentially the story there. Long story short, Goku is Superman. That is Dragon Ball Z in a nutshell. Yeah, and then during the Saiyan saga after that, something happens and they find out about, and the other evil Saiyans find out about the Dragon Balls, and so on and so forth. I kind of forgot where I was going with this, but gets short and make a long story too long. Me and my friends are big fans of Dragon Ball Z. So much so that my friends, I'm fairly certain, were out of their minds. They thought they were Saiyans. Well, two of them thought they were something else. One of them thought he was a werewolf, which was nothing new for us. It's kind of bizarre. Kind of bizarre to hear that. Oh, he just thinks he's a werewolf, even though he's never changed in his life. And when we hung out in many a full moon, his explanation is that he just got, like his feral instincts just activated during the full moon anyway. Which, I don't know, if that was the case, I'm fairly certain none of us would have been able to take him out. He was like the second youngest of the group, so yeah, we kind of picked on him for that. Everyone else picked on him. I just kind of laughed along with it. Yeah. Then everyone else also thought they were Saiyans again, except for one other person who thought he was a namekian. And for those of you who don't know Dragon Ball Z, in Dragon Ball Z there is a race of humanoid. Okay. First of all, before I go any further, with the Saiyan stuff, it at least made sense. The Saiyans were human looking. They at least looked human. So you could pass it off as like, yeah, they're Saiyans. The Namekians, on the other hand, they were green aliens with antennae and like what looked like exposed muscles on their arms and I don't think they ever showed the legs, so I don't know if that also transferred to the legs, but I think it did. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, we'll get into the story with him a little later. The story that I actually said I would continue from that first episode, and I never did. So yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that story in a minute as well. In a couple minutes, actually. It's probably gonna take a while. This is gonna be a long kind of ranty sort of thing. But yeah, so yeah. Now many of you are probably wondering, and I asked this in my first video as well, Leervok, you handsome stud of a sprite in the corner of your screen. How do you know that they weren't just lying? Well, they were lying. They were committed. They were committed to the lie. I mean, they trained pretty much almost every day they could train, and they got to the point where it's like, I get bored of stuff rather quickly, and usually they do too. I mean, we also thought beforehand, everyone in the group, again, except for me, I was the only sane human being, thought they were Digi-destined, because, you know, Digimon was the big show then. So, yeah, everyone thought they were Digi-destined, and now they think, oh, whoops, that's not how you make torches. I do need to make, pickaxes. Anyway, they thought they were Digi-destined, they thought they were, now they think they're Saiyans, and I'm like, okay, you know, they're obviously just playing along, so I'm playing along too. This went on for like 4 years. I'm not kidding. It went on for 4 years, and I'm just kind of, yeah, you can see where I started thinking they actually took this seriously, and I thought they were insane. It got to the point it was so bad, they thought they achieved Super Saiyan. I'm not even kidding. And the weird thing is, I'm not entirely sure if they were just trying to trick me or me and everyone else, and everyone else is playing along, and there's like some sort of elaborate, we're just playing along sort of thing. I'm honestly not sure, but they'll say that they could start seeing yet like the gold in their hair from when a Saiyan achieves a Super Saiyan level. Which again, if you've never seen the show, first off, shame on you. It's a great series. Second of all, check out, after you're done checking out Dragon Ball Z, check out DBZ Abridged by Team 4 Star. It's freaking hilarious. It's a fracking hilarious series. That's it's a lovely send up to the Dragon Ball franchise in general, and it just kind of makes fun of Dragon Ball Z at the same time. But it's just fun. It's fun in its own right. It's just a loving parody to the series that we all grew up on and loved. And my mouse is not wanting to be nice to me now. Anyway, so one day I kind of got fed up with them saying, "Oh, we're Super Saiyans and we're better than you." And so I asked them to prove it. To prove that they're Super Saiyans. Now, there's a few things we need to explain here. We come from various different age ranges and kind of, I guess you could say, cultures in a way. And we were like this during school. I just entered high school, and two of my other friends had just entered high school. One of them went to private school. He's actually one of my closest friends. I still talk to him every now and then, even though it's kind of a pain in the ass to actually get a hold of him. No, at least we text. We text each other fairly regularly. Not really. Whenever I have something interesting to say, I'd usually text him, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and he usually has something to say. I'm really starting to... I'm not sure if this is my mouse or my computer doing this, because it seems to only happen primarily whenever I'm playing Minecraft. It doesn't seem to happen any other time. Or, you guys probably have no clue what I'm talking about. Like, my mouse will suddenly stop and, like, disconnect and reconnect. It'll make, like, a little noise whenever you plug in or unplug and plug in a USB device. Because my mouse is USB. Anyway. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. My friend I knew, he went to private school, and we've been pretty close friends. He's probably about the only one of these guys I could probably still stand today. Oh my god, I thought that sheep was a baddie. Oh. Man. That's the second time I flinched at something that wasn't supposed to make you flinch. Not in Minecraft, there's something else in, playing Doom 3 on the PC. Like I was talking to my friend, this is going on a little mini rant. I just want to go on this, because it's really short. Anyways, I was playing it with my friend. He's like a big fan of Doom 3, and I'm like, Doom 3 isn't really all that scary. I'm so glad I didn't run into anything during that glitch, during that mess up. And he's like, "Oh no, it's kind of scary." I'm like, "No, it's not. I mean, it's all just a bunch of jump scares, and jump scares aren't scary." And all of a sudden, something moves in the stairs, like a dead body, like limps into the stairs. And I'm like, "Oh shit! Oh crap!" I step back. I fire my. I think I'm using the machine gun. I was using the machine gun at the time, and there's silence, and we both just start laughing our asses off the whole time. It's like, this is perfect timing. Anyway, back to the main story at hand. Anyway, I had one friend in private school. Two of the friends, the youngest one thought he was a werewolf, and the second youngest one and the youngest one were both still in middle school, or just starting middle school. We were just starting high school, the rest of us, and only two of us took the bus home. I was not one of them. As you can guess, this part of the story sort of involves school. So, what do they say? What do they say when they try to prove it? They say, "Well, we used to be able to achieve Super Saiyan." Yeah, the two that I'm talking about were the ones that bragged about being able to achieve Super Saiyan. By the way, no one else bragged Dragon Ball because, well, one of them thought they were a werewolf. I was always a skeptic. One of them went to private school and had the intelligence to say, you know, I know when to stop. And the youngest was the youngest. Yeah. So if he tried to say he was Super Saiyan, we'd pick on him. The other two, they claimed they would be Super Saiyan. So when I asked them well, when I essentially say picks or it didn't happen, to make a random metaphor even more random, they said, well, we could achieve Super Saiyan, except we had to get rid of it lose our Super Saiyan powers to save the Earth. At this point, I think everyone at the same time was like, okay, this is bull. Prove it. What the hell? And like, okay, well, you see, before I go any further, I need to tell you about the demons. Unlike in Dragon Ball Z, where they'd be facing off against aliens, they faced off against demons. We've decided to say it's going to be demons that were going to attack in 60 years. There's a couple things wrong with that. First off, this is before the Saiyans were established as aging slower than human, at a much slower rate than humans, so yeah, 60 years, I'll be able to see what's wrong with that. Second, it was 60 years. Yeah, and they were planning on holding this off for 60 years. Yeah. Kinda hate to say this, but Dragon Ball Z may have been nothing but filler, but it wasn't that. It wasn't that boring. It wasn't that fillery. I know they had a filler episode that I know the filler in Dragon Ball Z lasted like for freaking ever, but jeez, it wasn't that long. I mean, with the Saiyan saga, at least only took them a year to get to Earth. Ugh. Anyway, second problem with this, I don't think they ever mentioned in the show that when a Super Saiyan powered up to, or when a Saiyan powered up to Super Saiyan, they could lose Super Saiyan. Essentially what Super Saiyan was, is that the Saiyans would reach the Saiyan race, a character of Saiyan descent, you know, Goku, for example, being the first of the Super Saiyans, was able to power up or release enough of their energy to actually achieve a second form. This form usually consisted of them having a glowing golden aura and golden hair and green bright green eyes. Yeah, this is basically something special. So first of all, like, two people achieving Super Saiyan at such a young age was either very ridiculous, or, as we learned in the show later on, very possible that their parents were already Super Saiyans, or if one of their parents was a Super Saiyan, which I don't think we ever established that our parents were Saiyans to begin with, though that would mean there's a lot of plot holes in this story. But then again, I was the sane one of the group, which is really scary considering who you're talking to right now, because I am a bit loopy at times. My lapse in logic is not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely not the best. I'm willing to put up with a lot of crap, with a lot of plot holes. Most of my plot holes, in fact, need to be pointed out by other people. And yet, I was able to point out the massive plot hole right in front of me. Yeah. We never established what the deal is with how they all became Super Saiyans, by the way. Or how they all became Saiyans. But anyway, the explanation was, they were doing it to stop the sun from blowing up. Like the demons, which never had any actual names. There are no actual names to the demons. They're just the demons. There's no face. There's no nothing. Actually, there were eyes. There were eyes at one point, and that's it. Like we thought we saw the demons attack, or they thought they saw the demons attack, and through the bushes they said, "Oh, can't you see the red eyes?" And I'm like sitting here looking, and I'm like, I must be blind or something, because I can't see red eyes. I can't see red glowing eyes. or it was something like that, or they claimed that it was like they could see the red eyes, but they weren't there. Either way. Now, on to my second part of the story, and I'm kind of telling this in a somewhat more structured fashion, aside from the Doom 3 rant, was with our Namekian boy, which actually I think from henceforth we'll just refer to him as Namekian, or Namekian boy, because it's just easier to remember. We got on his ass for claiming to be Namekian. We just kind of picked on him, and eventually he's like, okay, no, I'm not Namekian. I was just saying it to be cool. I'm really a human, which we then also picked on because he was the same race as Krillin. Which, if you don't know who Krillin is, in Dragon Ball Z, Krillin was the only human in the series. Actually, in Dragon Ball Z, he was the only relevant human, aside from probably Bulma, but only because she had boobs. I'm not kidding. That she had no character aside from that. Oh, and she's also she's a bit of a slut because she went around with almost everyone on the show that wasn't already taken. I mean, I think at one point she dated Krillin. She was dating another character named I can't remember his name now. But aside from Goku, before any of the other Saiyans were introduced, she's like the coolest character. Yamcha, that's it. Yamcha. He was the only other human that actually did anything in Dragon Ball. And then there's another guy, Yamcha, who was just this. He was completely freaking useless. Let's put it that way. Those two were only useful in Dragon Ball, and Yamcha was even just so. Damn creepers! Ugh. But anyway, so yeah, we picked on him for being a human. On top of that, the same race as Krillin, because you know everyone picked on Krillin. Even if you like Krillin, you just picked on him because he was Krillin. That's okay. If one more creeper comes up to me and blows up, I'm going to lose it. I don't know what I'm going to lose, but I'm going to lose it. Why am I not being able to? Oh, because I'm already full. That's why. And my mouse is really not wanting to work with me here. Anyway, so yeah, we picked on the Namekian kid a lot, and he picked. Oh, actually, here's a bunch of several jokes that actually I'm gonna get into in just a minute here after I'm done with this part. But yeah, we picked on him for being a human. That one didn't last too long because it was better than nothing. But yeah, when he achieved the quote-unquote Super Saiyan, he would be at a level. He'd be at a special thing. Like instead of being like a Super Saiyan, he'd be like a human, except he'd be like a superhuman, except like no actual visible change, except maybe an aura. I'm sure, like, okay, that's cool, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, getting off that there and getting on to back to the main story a bit, because I just remembered this part. I just forgot to mention this part. I mentioned it in the other video. Actually, around this point too. It got some. Like I said, I seriously thought my friends were insane at this point. So I pulled over my private school for my best friend. And I kind of went up to him and I said, "Dude." Dude, I said to him, "Dude," because I'm not gonna use his real name because I don't want him to get pissed off at me, even though I'm fairly certain he wouldn't mind. Like, hey man, are you seriously believing that in this Saiyan stuff? Because this is kind of ridiculous. I mean, especially when they say that they can reach Super Saiyan levels, and yeah, it took Goku till the Namekian saga or Frieza saga, whatever it was called, and he had to fight like Frieza, who was insanely powerful and rule of the universe, the known universe at the time. Despite the fact that his brother Cooler was so much cooler. I also mentioned his name is King Cold. His dad's name is King Cold. Yeah, original names, huh? Japan, you are weird with your naming. I guess in all honesty, are we any different? I mean, we have a group of people called G.I. Joes who are known for just being, the real Joe of America. The real Joes of America, yeah. Clever naming, isn't it? At least they came up with unique names. I mean, I'm never going to name my son Frieza. Then again, I'm going to also hope my son never sounds like a girl. Again, that's one of the things with DBZ Abridged made it a lot better. Little Karibo voicing Frieza was so much better. I like that one a lot better. Anyway, he starts saying like, playing along. I'm like, yeah, me too. It's like, well, we should probably just play along anyway, just to give us something to do. I'm like, okay. And at that point, I was just like playing along, just living the lie. I said, instead of being a Saiyan or a human or a namekian, I said, I'm a dragon. Because, dragons can take multiple forms. Why not a human form? And they're like, dude, you can't be a dragon. That's like the dragons from Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z, there's a reason it's called Dragon Ball Z, because one of the big things about the original Dragon Ball series is that they're hunting these things called the Dragon Balls, which would summon a giant dragon unless you grant any wish you wanted. Well, I wasn't that kind of dragon. I'm basically like, I'm not that kind of dragon. I'm just like I'm like a humanoid dragon from another planet. And they're like, dude, you can't be that. I'm like, why can't I? You guys can be Saiyans, which are monkey people from another planet. And they're like, okay, they really didn't have any argument at that point, so they're like, okay, whatever. And I could achieve a form called Fierce Deity. I might also add that Majora's Mask came out at the same time, and Majora's Mask is one of my favorite games. Take a guess where I got Fierce Deity from. Yep. Yep, Metroid. Okay, if you can't figure out the sarcastic tone there, I got from Majora's Mask, being one of my favorite things. Even though I never had the, even though I never got the Fierce Deity mask, even through cheating, even through using game, which was like the big cheat device at the time. We didn't have to hack our system to cheat at our games. We only had to buy this crappy little peripheral that was not licensed by Nintendo. It looked like a card, but you put another card on top of that card, and BAM! You're done. You're cheating like a madman. You're cheating like a sweet mother with the milkman. Yeah, I know. I'll shut up now. Actually, I won't shut up. I'll get to the story I'm trying to tell.